Hello everyone, my name is Anuj and I welcome you to Master Excel Now. And today we are going to see 10 quick formulas that you can use in your daily life when you're working with Excel. And before we do that, please do remember to like, share and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for future notifications of our video. Thank you. Let's get started with our topics. The first formula we'll talk about is sum. So I have some data here that I need to sum. So we'll start by a equals to or a plus sign for a formula. Type in sum, open brackets. Then either we can choose a number, comma, and hit enter, or we'll delete this equals to sum, bracket open, and select the range of numbers that we need to total. And we have the formula sum. You can also do it for more than one column, which is equals to sum, and you select both the columns and hit enter. So you have a total sum. The second formula we will see today is SumIF. SumIF works when you want to total based on a certain condition. So here I have a list of fruits that I have sold, and here is the amount that I have received. So I will say SumIF bracket open amongst all my fruits. So this is the name range of my fruits, comma. If it is apple, then I need a total amount for all the apples and hit enter. So if I were to select these are the two that have been sold. So here is the total 1011. The next we have average. Average formula is the sum of amount, which is 4070 in this case, and the count. So we take a count real quick. Here is the count. So the formula is sum divided by count, right? You can do this automatically by the formula equals to average bracket open and select the range and hit enter. So you see it is the same value. The next we will have is average if. Average if is average only if the condition is true. So the formula is average if. First, where will we check our condition? In the name of fruits, comma. What is the condition? It should be orange. And what should we average? The amount of sale. And then close bracket, hit enter. So here are the two values that we sold. The total is 1280. So when I say equals to 1280 divided by, there are two entries, 2 is 640. So this is average if condition is true. The third formula that we'll see today is count. Now, count only tells you how many entries are there. So if I say equals to count, open up the brackets and I select my range and hit enter, it'll say there are 7 entries in total. The next formula that we'll see today is COUNTA. COUNTA generally works with the text. So here I'm going to say equals to COUNTA bracket open and select my text, which is all the name of the fruits, and hit enter. It returns you a value of 7. If I say count and select the same range and hit enter, it will say 0 because it cannot identify text. Next we have is COUNTIF. COUNTIF refers to counting only if the condition is true. So here we will say equals to COUNTIF bracket open, and I will select my range. So I want to select this range where I have the name of all the fruits, comma, and only count if it reads apple. And when you close bracket and hit enter, it'll tell you 2 times. So apple appears here and apple appears here. The next we will see is CountBlank. So let's say you have a large data set and you want to see if everything is right or if you've missed any. So you will say equals to CountBlank and bracket open, and you will give it your range. So I will select this range, and here if you see there is a blank, so it should return the value 1. So as you hit enter, it gives you 1. The next we start with concatenate and flash fill. So concatenate is when we join two or more text fields or number fields. It really doesn't matter. The combination is what matters. So we start our formula with a equals to or a plus sign, and we'll say concatenate. We select it from here. Then we give it the first cell, comma, and the second cell, and it will join as John Doe. If you need a space in between, we will use as equals to concatenate, choose the first cell, comma, double quotes, space, double quotes. So now we are adding a space in between, comma, the next cell, which is Joy, the last name, and hit enter. So now you see it has a space. Let's say you want to add a character in between. So you can do that as well. So equals to concatenate. We select it from here, give it the first cell, comma, and then double quotes. I want to give it a space, a forward slash space, double quotes closed, comma, and the last name, which is Smith. So now, if we actually see here, it says Anthony forward slash Smith with 2 spaces, one after Anthony and one before Smith. You can also say equals to concatenate, and the first cell, Jack, comma, double quotes open, last name is double quotes closed, comma, and then we choose the last name, hit enter. So Jack, last name is Ryan. So now we have text. You can also have any other special character if you wish, equals to concatenate, bracket open, first name, which is Jason, comma, then in double quotes, let's say I want to say at the rate, double quotes closed, and then we have the last name, which is, let's say, day. So this is what concatenate does. So it adds 2 cells or values and gives you the output. You can have additional text or for special characters as you wish. Now let's see how flash fill works. So flash fill, you have to provide the first value, first entry. So for that to happen, I can say John Doe and hit enter. So now that I've provided the first entry, it will take the remaining ones. How it will do is you need to press Control E on your keyboard, or you can click on data and then click flash fill, which is available in data tools on the ribbon. So once I press this, so here, if you see, we've got everything. All the names are joined and they have a space in between because the original, I gave a space here. Similarly, let's say you want to have some text in between. You would say John, last name is Doe. Now, let's see what happens when I do flash fill. See, Richard, last name is Joy. So the change was the first and the second value were there, and it added last name is as we did in the first cell. You can do this with special characters, at the rate, symbols, whichever text you want in the first cell, and do a flash